So what is up, ladies, gentlemen, and big fluffy unicorns everywhere? And we did it, and we're doing it again. And this time we're doing it with you in Forza Horizon 5. And I'm bringing this specifically for the PlayStation community. Welcome to the Horizon Festival. And I got to be honest with you, it can be overwhelming for you when you first get in here. There are so many cars and so many different tuning setups and parts and different tracks for different tunes. It can be overwhelming. And that's what I'm making this video for you, to help you understand the best way to go fast. Now, a lot of y'all are jumping in here and you just want to go fast. You're like, screw D-class cars, screw the C-class cars, screw the B-class cars. I just want to go fast. And we're going to give you an S2 that's going to burn it up for you. And you ain't got to spend no money because this is a barn find. Once you progress through the game far enough, you'll get the barn find that'll pop up and you can get the Ferrari F40 Competizione and go fast in S2. It ain't the fastest car, but man, this car's a workhorse when it comes to the S2 class, whether it's road racing, whether it's street racing, whether it's circuits, whether it's sprints. This thing can do it all. And I'm going to show you all the parts, all the tuning that I do, and I'm going to show you how I do it using Rivals. Now let's jump right into this video. Booyah! All right, so on to the parts. We start with conversion, and then we're going to work our way up. Now, you're going to put the racing V12 engine in. Massive power boost. You're gonna swap out your rear-wheel drive for your all-wheel drive. It just makes it super grippy, super handling. It's just do it, okay? Aspiration, you're gonna go ahead and put on the twin turbo and fly, okay? Tires and rims, okay? Now, there's a bunch of different schools of thought in Forza Horizon 5 when it comes to tires and rim. It really is user preference, but for this particular vehicle, leave it at stock. It's going to save you some money. And as you can see here, I got a 9.6 in handling right now, but I put on the racing slicks and it drops. Okay, drag tire compound is great if you're trying to throttle down the PI, which is the performance index of the vehicle. So you see it's S2998. That'll drop it all the way down to S2942. So if you're working on another car and you want to put other parts on there and you can handle the grippiness and the overall effects that the drag tires have on your vehicle to add in more performance upgrades, you can do that. But for this vehicle, we're going to keep it on stock tire compound. For the rims, you can leave them on stock. I like the Sport Graham Light 57Cs. They're great rims to put on your vehicle. They cut your weight. They're good all around rims. So I suggest those. If not, you can leave them stock. Front rim size, we're going to leave it at stock. Rear rim size, we're going to bump it up to 18 inches. Front track width, max it. Same thing with the rear. Max it out. You're going to give it that wider base. All right, we're going to move on to the drivetrain here. Transmission, if you want to bump it up to 8-speed, 9-speed, hell, even 10-speed, go for it. I've yet to find a use to put this car in 4-speed, so I just keep it at 7. I'm good with that. It does everything I need in 7. For the drive line, you're going to keep it stock. Differential, you're going to throw on race. All right, now we're moving on to platform and handling. Brakes, race them up, baby. Race them up. Springs and dampeners, leave them stock. Some people like to drop the rallies on there because it gives kind of that body sway, whatever. It's not really a thing for me, and this is a car that I want you to not have to spend so much money on. So wherever we can cut the costs on a free car that you find in the barn, we're going to do that for you. So leave it stock. On to the engine. Intake, we're going to go ahead and throw on the race intake. Fuel system, leave it stock. Ignition, we're going to go ahead and put on the race. Valves, you're going to leave it stock. Displacement, leave it stock. Pistons, leave it stock. Oil and cooling, leave it stock. Intercooler, leave it stock. Twin turbo, throw it on race. You can run the race with anti-lag, but it's worked well for me just doing this. And as you can see, we've got 1,065 horsepower with 557 foot-pounds of torque at 2,263 pounds in an S2 998. Now, on to the tuning part. With this tune, I've done minimal tuning because I want you all to see the car pretty much running the way it's going to run if you just build it like this and go. I have made some adjustments, and I am going to show you what those adjustments are. For tires, 26 to the front, 27 to the rear. Oh, I just screwed that up. Gearing, user preference, okay? Whatever you feel comfortable with. If you're going into certain turns, in, say, third or fourth gear, and you feel like you're getting cut short in those turns, then you can go into third or fourth gear, stretch them out however you want. Okay? That's simple. Alignment. That's what we're looking at right now. This is a base. So your alignment may be different than what mine is currently. I'm sure it is. It's probably like 3 or 4 if I had to guess. I start it at 0. Then I run it on my track and I push it as far as I can until I can't beat the rival driver on that track. Once I do that, I start making adjustments based on how the car is feeling during these particular runs. So if there's a certain turn, a sweeping turn that I'm not making it through, I might go in, add 5 degrees on the front, and try it again. And then try it again. If it feels like it's getting a little loose in the rear, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going to keep running it till I find that comfort zone. All right? And I'm going to show you that once we're all done here. Anti-roll bars, pretty much however you want to run it. Springs, I always like to try to keep the ride height low, but I always try to keep the front up a little bit higher just for those, kind of sweeping turns. I don't want to bottom the front end out. Brakes, I like the brakes to run to the front, and I use 140% pressure, so there you go. Differential. Now this one's tricky, okay? I usually will run my acceleration all the way to the max on just about everything. But with this car, it's not necessary. It is not necessary. This car is so well built in this game, you don't really have to mess with it. If you find yourself having problems with your turn-ins, you can lower this. On some cars, I usually have a standard where I started at 35 to the front. And that puts more of the weight towards the front of the car, I guess. And it makes the car feel better turning in. I have a better turn-in response doing it this way. But I'm not a mechanic or a professional tuner. I'm just a guy who likes to play Forza Horizon 5, and I'm sharing it with you. Okay, so that's the tune. That is the tune. No, we don't want to change anything. We're gonna leave it as it was. I evidently left something out of place. On to the rivals. All right, so when it comes to rivals, the best advice I can give to anybody is design the vehicle for the tracks that you want to run. I know it sounds obvious, but there are so many tracks in here. And a vehicle that does great on the Reservoir Sprint may not do so well on the Emerald Circuit. Okay, so if you want a circuit vehicle, pick those tracks and rivals and push yourself. And what I like to do is, okay, so we have Reservoir here. I'm going to run the Sprint. It's got that big, long stretch. So that's going to let me know right off the bat how well is the vehicle going to do during top speed. All right, I'm not building this for circuit. I'm building it for sprint runs, street racing, etc. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and jump into it. We'll pick our class, S2, obviously. That's the car we want, but before I get ahead of myself, all right, so Cookie 4099, that's who I'm supposed to be running against. And if I remember correctly, this is the Mosler, I believe it was. Top 1%. Okay, so the Mosler MT900S, that has been my vehicle. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my benchmark at 154,348. That's what I want this car to beat. And that's why we use rivals. And if I can't beat it, I'll know, okay, is there too much acceleration into the turns? Is there not enough, negative camber? Or do I need to adjust the transmission? There's so many different things that you can adjust every single time you run the track. Every single time. That's why I suggest rivals, because if you come into a situation where you're going in to a turn and you should be in third gear, but you're having to bog all the way down and brake all the way down and shift all the way down into friggin' second or first just to make it through the turn, then you can immediately stop, restart the race, and open up the tuning menu again, and then adjust it on the fly. And that's exactly what we're going to do here in Rivals. We're going to go ahead and race ourselves. Let's go ahead and do that. No, I don't want to do that. All right, so that's my best time. We're going to go ahead and pick myself. and see if we can get into that 1% mark with this car. That's always my goal. I don't have to be the best driver in the world, but I want to have my vehicles be at least in the top 1%. At least. All right, we ain't gonna talk your head off while we're running. We're just gonna run, and then we'll pick it up at the end here. But as you can see, all right, tune your car. I can go in here and adjust it every single time I restart. So there you go, tune on the fly. So there we go. The tune that I just gave to you with minimal effort is a top 1% car. And that's the first time I'm running against my own Moser. So there we go. There's the tune. Work it, tweak it to your preferences. And by all means, comment below if you've got, some tips or tricks yourself that you want to share with the rest of the community. I mean, this is all for you. I ain't doing this for me. I already got the car. I want y'all to have the car. And this being a free barn find car, there is no reason for y'all to have any trouble when it comes to S2 street racing, road racing, and I'll probably make some adjustments for a circuit racing vehicle, but right now, I kind of like where it's at. I might just keep it where it's at, unless I can, by some chance, get another one, or maybe just make a new tune and upload it. And I don't know what, I'm going to do what I want to do, and I want you to do what you're going to do with this awesome car. All right? Shout out to Ghost HV. I'm coming at your time, dog. But with that being said, y'all stay up, stay safe. Thank y'all for watching, and I'm going to catch you on the next one. Peace!